Hi, Mercy. Welcome. Um, yes, I'm living my dream. Glad to have you. I don't know. Is my network okay? Could you kindly tell me? Just type and let me know if my network is okay. If I'm breaking, kindly let me know. Kindly let me know if my network is okay. All right. Uh, Welcome. Welcome. Eh, I feel like I'll just start. I'll just do this. The good thing is that it's recorded. Yes, it's recorded. So I'll just go ahead. In case anyone will need it in the future, they'll be able to get it. I hope you're well. Just type in the chat box and let me know how you're doing. Just yes, I'd love to know how you're doing, how you're feeling, how you've been. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate these my two people. I don't know where they've gone, or are you guys still here? Uh, so oh, so my name is Sarah Mutsami. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession, and I'm also a mental health advocate. Yes, and I am so glad to see every one of you here. I just hope that my network is okay, because from my end, I cannot be able to ascertain. I look so good. I see I'm talking, but I can't be sure until I get feedback from you guys. So let me know if my network is okay, if you can hear me. I'm sorry, my background, I can feel there is noise, so I am not sure if that noise is coming to you. I allow me just to apologize for that. Otherwise, thanks Mercy Morgan, Mercy Okisa, Esther Mudhoni, Joshua Jigo. Thank you so much for joining in tonight. It's going to be brief because I don't have a lot of questions. I think I have 8 and I have 4 more by text. So those are around 12 and some of them will just answer themselves and then we'll be out of here. I'm also tired, by the way. Anyway, that's none of your business. But thank you so much for joining in tonight. So I have been having a serious desire or an urge to educate us about matters to do with mental health, and that's why I'm continuing with the sessions all through. All right, so I really hope that as you continue joining, you continue to be more aware of everything to do with mental health, all right, and the aspects that deal with mental health. So January, we discussed about mental health, the definition, the aspects of mental health, and all that. So today, the session that I'm doing today will sort of be similar to that of January. It's just that this one, we are going to link it according to the questions that have been asked, the questions that people sent. All right. So that being said, allow me to go straight ahead. Another thing, I have now accounts, not all, in the social media platforms, all right? In Facebook, I am Sarah Muhadia Mutsami. In Instagram, I am Sarah Mutsami. In TikTok, I am Sarah Mutsami. And here on YouTube, I am again Sarah Mutsami. So be sure to follow. I am hoping that during the month I'll be posting mental health articles and all those things that will help us learn more about mental health. So follow and also share with your friends so that even them, they can be aware like you're being aware. All right. Okay, so I'll go straight ahead to the questions. Just a minute. All right, so I go to the first one. I have anger issues. I get easily offended. Okay, I have anger issues. I get easily offended. My dad also had the same challenge, and he used to drink a lot. I drink too, but not as much. Is it connected? Again, the question reads, I have anger issues. I get easily offended. My dad also had the same challenge, and he used to drink a lot. I drink too, but not as much. Is it connected? Now, I think this is a 2-part question, or even 3. So I'll start by saying anger issues. You remember when we started in January, I commented and I talked about mental health illnesses or disorders. They are all connected to 3 things: behavior, feelings, and attitude. Behavior, feelings, attitude. So anytime you hear about mental health or counseling or all those things, anything to do with mental health, it narrows down to behavior, feelings, attitude. Now, the part where this person is asking about anger issues, that's a feeling. All right. And then the part where he's talking about the dad used to drink and he also drinks, and also the dad had anger issues, those are behaviors. Now, if you can remember, or in case you don't know or you were not there in January, we say that mental health issues are caused by, can be, or illnesses, mental health illnesses or disorders could be caused by genetics or environment or experiences. All right. So the fact that this person is asking, now that my dad used to drink and my dad also had anger issues and I have anger issues, could it be that I have the same, could mean that probably, even if it was not genetic, it could be because of the experience and the environment. That's why this person is having the same challenge, or that's why you're having the same challenge, assuming the person is here. All right. So it's very important for us to note that sometimes, because of the environment and the experience we went through when we were young, they could also contribute to us having the same challenges or the direct opposite. All right. And I remember there's a time I was giving an example and I talked about two young men who were brought up with a drunk father. One decided, because my dad used to be a drunk, I will never taste alcohol. All right. I will never taste alcohol. Then the other one, because he was exposed to seeing the dad drinking a lot, that's how he followed. He also started drinking. All right. So it depends again with a person's personality. All right. With a person's morality and values and whatnot. Some of the people, as much as you're brought up in such an environment, some people turn exactly opposite and other people can lean towards that. All right. So that's what I'd say about that. Now, about anger issues, how can you manage them? The person didn't say they need help in how to manage anger issues. They just said, I have anger issues. I easily get offended. My dad also had the same challenge and he used to drink a lot. I don't know why they linked it with the same thing, but you never know. Probably when the dad was angry, he could drink. Okay, I don't know. But then I drink too, but not so much. Is it connected? So I know your question was about, you wanted to know whether that's connected. But for now, I want also to let you know that as much as your drinking issues may be connected to how your father used to drink as well, when it comes to the anger issues, whether they are connected to your dad or not, the first step to knowing how to manage anger issues is, number one, allowing yourself to be angry. Let me tell you the truth. None of us doesn't have anger issues. I too have anger issues. All right. I get angry as well. Actually, I also get easily offended. But the thing is, the way each and every one of us expresses their anger tends to differ. All right. There's one who will be very quick to, you know, to act when they are angry. Another person will flight, run away, go away from the issue and not even talk about it. All right. And then another person might respond to it by confronting you and telling you, hey, you're making me angry, this has offended me, can you stop, can you change, blah blah blah, so the thing is that how it differs from one person to another is just that personality. Again, the way I am wired, even if I'm angry, before I approach someone, it may take me a lot of time. I might have to process that whole process of me approaching another person because I'm angry. All right. Also, it could be that because of my personality, if I am angry, I want to address it there and then. And that we did last month, when we were talking about the birth orders, and we talked about certain birth orders, like the fourth born. If they are angry, then and then they'll just address it, and they'll confront you and they'll tell you what displeased them and they'll put an end to it. Okay. But some people, they'll tend to wait until they've calmed down and address it, and also some people might just choose not to address it at all. All right. So that matters. But like I've said, number one, be aware that yes, I am angry. Okay. Yes, I am angry. Number two, after you are aware, I want you to know that you need to tame that anger. Actually, we normally say feelings, name them, tame them. Okay. Name them, tame them. Name them means be aware, like I've already explained. Number two, tame them means catch them or control them. Okay. When we talk about animals in the zoo, wild animals, they are tamed. They are tamed. The fact that they've been tamed doesn't mean that they are not wild animals, all right? It's just that they've been controlled. So the fact that you're controlling your anger doesn't mean that you are a superhuman, that you won't be angry, no, that you won't be offended, no. We say tame them. After you've learned to tame your anger, now that's when you can now address. Okay, and don't address anger just by the presenting issues, because most of the time, apart from the aggressive people that I've told you about, like the cholerics, most of the time when people are angry, the moment they have the outburst, you see, as much as this person is saying, I easily get offended, that offense could have been bottled up, this time it has happened, they've kept quiet. This time it has happened, they've talked about it, maybe passively, they didn't address it directly. This time it happened again. But the moment there is an outburst, then it means that this person probably had been bottling it up, or had been expressing it but not entirely, or they've had it enough now, and that's why they are talking about it. So it's very important for you to know that taming is important, but it doesn't negate the fact that you're angry, and also it doesn't mean that you should now, because you've tamed something, you just let it be. Ati, I've controlled myself for now. I was angry. I didn't shout at that person, I didn't fight, then you walk away. You've still not solved the issue. It will come again, and it will manifest itself in another place, another scenario, if not the same place. You might not have confronted me because I'm the one who offended you, but you might live with that anger and go and, confront your cat in the house with a very high kick. So it's very important for you to deal with your anger issues. Don't just control them, but deal with them from the source. All right? From the source. From the source. Like I've said, if I'm having an outburst today, it doesn't mean that that's when the challenge began. Upon it could be from things have bottled up, and that's why I'm having an outburst. So know the source and address it from there. Another thing I want you to get about feelings. Feelings will always affect your relationships and will always affect your health. All right? Feelings will always affect your relationships and health. Okay? And so it's very important for you to take care of your feelings. This anger, if you don't take care of it, if you don't deal with it from the source, it's going to affect your health. All right? It's going to affect your health. Have you heard of people who, when they're angry, they punch the wall, anatoka hapo na bruises? Has that health been affected or not? It has been affected. Another one will fight, and they'll chop his ear, like Peter in the Bible. That has affected their health, all right, at the end of the day. Okay, in short, when you fight, you live out of there with bruises, a broken tooth, bleeding all over. It has affected your health. And then there are those people who don't address issues, they keep it to themselves. Again, it will still affect their health. Ulcers, pressure, blood pressure. Actually, blood pressure. One of the things that main contributors, I'll just say outright, it's emotions, all right? Bottled emotions like anger. So it's and bitterness. So it's very important that you address the feelings. All right. Welcome, Petrelli. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you here. Welcome, Joy. Yes. Let me move to the next question. This one asks, what do you mean by be of help to the community? All right. Okay. Again, from January's session, we talked about mental health being a state of mental well-being where an individual is able to perform their day-to-day activities, all right, effectively. Another person would say they are able to be productive and they're able to be productive and perform their day-to-day activities, all right? Higher. We also say that it's a state of mental well-being where an individual is able to perform their day-to-day activities and be productive, okay? Number two, where they're able to cope with the stresses of life. We say that stress is a constant. We will always have issues stressing us up and down. And stress is good. It helps us grow. Okay. And then number three, mental health is a state of mental well-being where an individual is also able to be of help to the community and relate well with others. So that's why this person is asking, what do you mean by being of help to the community? Now, the highest, you normally say the highest form of mental health, like the highest achievement, okay? The highest achievement of mental health is when you are able to be self-actualized. Self-actualized means that you've been able to live to a certain capacity, and now you're able to help other people. Okay, that's the climax of mental health. Like when you're in a position to be okay with yourself, to cope with the challenges of life, to do your day-to-day activities, and now you're able to help others, then that's when we call it self-actualization. Self-actualization. Now, sadly, self-actualization mostly is a process. Okay, it's a process. It's a process, and that's why I normally have a challenge with us young people when we want to make it right here and now at once. It's not possible. It's not possible. Also, I'm not advocating for people to be stagnant and people to be, to be dreamless. I don't know which word to use. Like, yeah, I'm not advocating for that, but also I'm not advocating for you to say that I want to achieve everything here and now. Okay, and that's why it's important for us to go through the education system, as hard as it is and as weird as it is. I don't remember anything from my physics. My chemistry is the worst. At least my biology is helping me somewhere. So some of those things, as much as we didn't see, and we are not still seeing so much of its importance in our lives directly, but it helped us. It helped us in one way or another. So when we are talking about self-actualization, it's a process. Now, from the education system, it comes to employment, having to deal with a tough boss, having to deal with a crazy boss, having to deal with a manipulative boss, and weird colleagues and all that. It's still a process towards self-actualization. And some of the things that you go through when you're going through maybe the education system, employment and whatnot, those are some of the things that are helping you to discover how you can be of help to the community. All right, how you can be of help to the community. So when I talk about us being of help to the community, one, it's a process. Okay, it's a process. Going through a challenge over and over again is what opens up your eyes to realize, okay, every time I go through this, it offends me. I'd want to do something better. Like me, Aki, one of these fine days, I want to just, I don't know, I hear there's a lot of what are they called, cartels in the transport industry, but I'd really love to streamline the transport industry because of what I go through on a day-to-day basis. Challenges in the matatu right now, the Michuki laws zishatupiliwa mbali. You're in a matatu, you're 20 of you, and it's a 14-seater, plus the driver and conductor, so essentially it should be around 11. And so when you go through some of those challenges, they open up your eyes to see a need. Okay, every day you go through your rough road to your house, it opens up your eyes to be of help to the community. Every time you encounter people who are depressed, people who are stressed, young men who are hooked into drugs, and every day you see them, those are some of the things that open up your eyes to be of help to the community. All right, the way you are brought up with an understanding mom or not understanding parents, those are some of the things that help us know how to be of help to the community. So I hope I've answered this person that that's what we mean by being of help to the community. And being of help to the community means that you're in a journey to self-actualization. All right. Okay. I saw this coming at some point. What's the difference between OCD and OCPD? This person, I'm so sure they attended that session that I did, personality disorders, when we were talking about OCPD, and I kept on insisting people should stop saying about OCD. OCD is totally different from OCPD, which is true. All right. OCPD is a personality disorder. It's just a disorder, you know. But then OCD is a disease. I know when we talk about mental health illnesses, diseases, and disorders, they sort of look the same, but there's a difference. With a personality disorder, it means that you're able to contain it, you're able to manage it, you know. But when it becomes a disease, when we talk about OCD, which is a disease, kwanza, it's very hard to manage it, and most of the time it might warrant for medication. All right, it might cause a person to take medication. So it's very important that we understand that. Okay, now OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. Number one, obsessive, you're obsessed over certain thing. Okay, number two, compulsive. Compulsive means you find yourself you cannot control it. You just find yourself doing it, all right? You find yourself doing it. And then disorder. Now, some of the serial killers we have heard of or seen probably suffered from OCD. So imagine when you are talking about OCD, what you're even talking about. Because serial killers, you see, someone who cannot control what they are doing, number one. Number two, the way they do it is, you know, compulsive and sorry, I get easily distracted. Sorry. So they get, if it's cutting people in certain pieces, I'm sorry to use, I hope I'm not traumatizing anyone. You find that they do it in a certain way without missing, you know, the way they did it with that other person, they will do it with this other person, you see. So, and to bring it down now to us, someone who has OCD, for instance, is someone who probably they are fond of shaking their head. Probably when something is, if maybe they're anxious, they shake their head. If they remember something, they shake in a certain way. Okay, in a certain way, or they rub their ears like this every once in a while. You understand? That's obsessive compulsive disorder. I don't know, I'm trying to find the right examples to use, but I hope that you're getting what I'm talking about. Now that's OCD. Okay, that's OCD. OCD also, the other time I used an example of someone who leaves the house and is thinking about the gas. They're always thinking about danger, for instance. Okay, so they keep going back to check the gas. Even after they've gone to work, they've given their neighbors a key to always check the gas for them, you know, because they always feel like there's danger. Obsessive compulsive disorder. All right. Then when it comes to CPD now, that one is obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Now that one, the only difference with OCD is that for the personality disorder, mostly it's for people who are keen about perfectionism. They want their things done in a certain way. All right, they want their things done in a certain way. They want their clothes arranged in a certain way. They want their house cleaned in a certain way. All right, that's perfectionism, or OCPD. Okay, that's OCPD. But for OCD, like I've said, the difference is that for this person, it's like it's like a niche. That's why they keep, you know, doing this to the ear. All right, it's a oh God, which word do I use? Which word do I use to explain OCD more? OCD is more of a serious mental disorder. It can even cause that person to become, like I've told you, a serial killer. All right, because they are so drawn to these tendencies. So there's a huge difference between OCD and OCPD. Okay. This other person asks, how can I help a friend? I see she's not okay, but she keeps saying she is. How can I help a friend? I see she's not okay, but she keeps saying she is. Now that's always a challenge. And even in my profession, that's a challenge I face, because I can easily see when someone is not okay, but they keep insisting that they are okay. And that's a challenge altogether. and sometimes it can break your heart. Okay, but the most important thing that I always tell people, always ensure that you're there for that person. All right, always ensure that you're there for that person, or you have someone there for that person. For instance, you can just decide, I'll be sitting with you. You say you're okay. Okay, fine. What are you doing? You're watching. Let me just sit here. I won't talk to you. I won't do anything. I'm just here. Allow me to just be here. Okay. Number two, for such a person, when they tell you I am well, ask them, how define well for me. Okay. What does well look to you? And then you'll find most of the time when they're trying to describe that well, they find themselves in circles and circles. They cannot articulate well, you know. And then you'll find maybe eventually they will tell you, okay, actually I'm not well. Or when they're trying to explain how well they are, you find that they are sad, they are overwhelmed, some may even cry, okay, and confess they are not okay. Or to some, they might just shut down and not explain how well they are, and that already shows there is a challenge. Okay, so it's very important for you to be there for the person, even if they keep saying they are well, they are okay, don't bother about them. No, the more you are there, the more they will realize, okay, this person has been there for me, let me open up. And sometimes it may not be as fast as you need, but probably they will. Or if maybe they are just uncomfortable to open up to you, can you just find a way to make them talk about what they're going through, probably not with you. For instance, during one of your visits, you maybe tell them, hey, there's a show I want to watch on YouTube, and there are so many shows on YouTube on mental health, and after the show, they probably give a toll free line where someone can reach out in case they need help. So you watch that thing as if it's you watching, but even her, she's getting information about how she can seek for help, even if she doesn't want to talk about it with you. So find a way to approach it in a very safe and calm way. Okay. Another thing that I'd say about people who say they are well and we see they are not well and it heartbreaks us. Number one, acknowledge that you're not God, you're not Jesus. Okay, so please don't be discouraged when you've done your part, when you've tried your best, you've talked to this person, you kept on asking them, and they've never shown up and they've never talked about how they are feeling. Don't worry. Okay, you just rest in the fact that you did your part. You didn't leave them. At least you'll know that you tried to help and you did to your level best. Okay, so don't beat yourself about it. So those are some of the tips I'd give you for someone who keeps saying they're okay and you know that they are not okay and their behavior has changed. All right, how do I keep journaling? I always fall behind. All right. I don't know how to help them. First of all, I'm grateful that you know about journaling. Okay. I'm grateful that you know about journaling. But I don't know if I have the tip or the technique to help you know how to keep at it. But one thing I normally say about when you're dealing with everything to do with mental health, number one, be intentional. Be intentional, because it's not an easy journey, and in January we talked about that. It's a painful and not easy journey. Mental health is not easy to keep up with. It's not easy, so be very intentional. Okay. Number two, be disciplined. Whether you feel it or you don't feel like it, set time. Like, for instance, you can decide to say, immediately I feel a certain thing, I will always be noting it down. And also on that point, I want to tell you, probably you're having a hard time because probably you're journaling in a hard book, in a hard copy book, sorry, so it becomes difficult to walk around with it. Maybe you work in an office setup where it's open, see there's an open office setup where you and your colleagues are facing each other. And it might be a challenge for you to it may be a challenge for you to journal when they are there, you see. when they are there, it may be a challenge. So I'd advise you can decide to be journaling in your phone. Nowadays there are so many apps that you can use, okay, and they are good. Even if you lose it, probably they have backup in your Gmail. So probably that's part of the reason why you're falling behind. So by being disciplined, mean in bad about this, or I feeling my behavior in a certain way, document it immediately if that's what you've decided. Okay, if you have decided, I'll always be writing my journal every day after the day. After I've gotten home, I've cooked, I've eaten, I've taken a shower, as I retire to bed, I'll be journaling. So whether you feel like it or not, please be disciplined. Just force yourself. And like we said in January, after 21 days, a behavior will be learned, like it will be automatically. It will be automatically. After 21 days, you won't need to push yourself. It will be so seamless. You'll actually, when you don't journal, you'll be feeling there's something I've not done, and you'll do it. Okay. So be disciplined, push yourself to doing it. All right. So that's what else I'll say. And then the number 3 thing, every time when you're dealing with mental health, have a support system. All right, have a support system. So number 1, be intentional. Okay, decide that this is what I want to journal. Okay, I want to journal because I want to improve my mental health. Number 2, I will be disciplined. Whether I'm feeling like it or not, I'll just have to do it. I just have to force myself, even if I'll do 2 lines, even if I'll do 2 words, so be it. I'll just write sad, then write their colleague, or write sad, angry conductor. It doesn't matter. Just do something. Be disciplined at it until the time when your body, your mind will adjust to it, and it will become easier. All right. So it's very important for you to be intentional, disciplined, and then number 3, have a support system. They might not be seeing your journal. Actually, your support system should be probably record what I'm talking about right now, and always listen to it when you are not feeling like it. You remind yourself, hey, you need to do this, Sarah. Hey, you need to journal. I know you're tired, but journal 2 words, 2 sentences, 1 page. Take your phone and write it immediately as you're feeling it. Okay, please maintain that. And then yes, so those are the 3 most important things that you should always be keen about when you're dealing with mental health. Number 1, intentionality. Number 2, discipline. All right, I needed that deep breath. I've been talking an endless, but without a pause. It's because I said that I don't want our sessions to be taking too much time, both for me and for you. Like today, I'm tired, but here we are. Okay, so one last question. This one was written quite, it's a long one, so I'll read it. I feel confused. I am pregnant, and as much as I expect to feel connected to the process of pregnancy and the expectation of a baby, I feel like a spectator, like I am just somebody from the outside looking in. I have no idea of how I can feel better. Sorry. So what do I do when I feel completely disconnected to the person I am? Is that even normal? Right? So that's their question. But it's a good thing that they gave us. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust my light kidogo, it's lead. Just a minute. All right. So what do I do if I feel completely disconnected to the person I am? Is that even normal? Now I'm saying it's a good thing that, number 1, you've given us a background to why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Okay, probably it's because of this state you've been found in, And I feel that probably that was an unplanned pregnancy. I am not sure because you've not mentioned, but allow me to work with that scenario. Okay, in case it is an unwanted pregnancy. So number one, it's normal to feel disconnected to yourself, especially when the stresses of life are changing your behaviors, your feelings, and your attitude. And now you wonder, is this really me? I used to be one very happy soul. I used to enjoy company of others. Now I don't. Like, I really hate being with people. Okay. Or I really used to enjoy cooking for myself, and now I don't. Or I really used to enjoy doing what I used to have a bright future about. I used to have positive thoughts that I'll have a very bright future. But then now I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel like I'll achieve anything. So it's normal that when we are having the stresses of life, we often tend to disconnect to who we are. They tend to affect our behavior, feelings, and attitude. Like I've said, every time you're talking about mental health, you narrow it down to those three things: behavior, feelings, attitude. Okay? Behavior, feelings, attitude. Now, first thing I'd want to tell you, please, okay? Please, 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 please seek, uh, seek, how will I put it? Seek closure, or how will I define your current situation? Okay, define it. Don't say I don't know how I'm feeling, I don't know how I'm going to make it better. No, just define it, break it down. Know that I am feeling exactly this way and this way and this way because of this situation I'm in. It's not a crime. Write everything you're feeling, okay? Write in every way that your behavior has been affected and your feeling has been affected. The reason why I normally advocate for writing or recording, okay, even recording voice notes for yourself, is because there's something that happens when you talk, you speak it out. It's like you're speaking it out, you're expressing it, okay? And it is very, very, very important, okay? So find a way to express what you are feeling, okay? Find a way. You might talk to someone, but have an exact knowledge of what you're going through. A professional will help you, determine it in details, but at least the presenting issue, the presenting problem, don't say that you don't know. Find it out, because this is you. I cannot know you better than you know yourself, okay? This is you, and you can be able to point either one way or two ways that this thing has really affected you. And I am so sure it's maybe in terms of your behavior, feelings, or attitude, and that's why you feel disconnected to yourself. Now, after you've done that, try to do the basic things to help you improve how you're feeling. Number one, watch your diet. Don't neglect yourself. Watch your hygiene, okay? Don't neglect that as well. Exercise, take walks. Actually, it said that nature has a very powerful effect on us when it comes to mental health. But those are some of the things that I'm going to be posting in on our social media pages. So be sure to look out to that, okay? In-depth explanations. And then you also watch your sleep, okay? Yes, meditate, be in the moment with what you're feeling, and that's really going to help you, okay? And then as you keep doing that, okay, practice as well relaxation techniques. I have several that I use, okay, and that I advocate for, so I can recommend some to you. Like there's one relaxation technique apart from the breathing in and out that we normally know, and I illustrated it in January. You breathe in, you pause, okay, and then you let the air sorry, you let the air out in beats, okay? Apart from that one, there is another one that we call the 4321, okay? There's the 5432. There's so many that I can recommend, but let me give you the 54321. It's 5 things that you can see, okay? 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can smell, okay, and 1 thing that you can taste. So that's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then there is the other one. Let me just confirm it, okay. You can do these 4 things, okay. So you say, you mention, like you can mention 2 people that are the most important in your life right now, okay. You mention 2 people that are the most important in your life right now, okay. And then after you do that, spell their names backwards. So that's part of the relaxation techniques. When you feel like you're so anxious, you can't think, you can't journal, you can't do anything, okay. So you think of those 2 people. So I can say Sarah is the most important person to me right now, and Hudson. All right. And then now I start mentioning I start spelling their names backwards. NOSDUH. I've given myself a challenge I didn't expect, okay. So you're trying to relax yourself so that you can breathe, so that you can think, okay. Spell their names backwards. Tell their ages, and also spell it, I think so, yeah. Spell it backwards. 66. Sarah is 19. Spell it backwards, okay. And then what activities do they love? You can think about 2 activities they love, okay. And then you can also talk about their future plans. So that's the 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how you break them, and then they help you relax. And then after you practice all those things slowly by slowly with yourself, also look for professional help, someone who can help you with coming to terms with what you're going through, and also finding out why it's such a scare for you, or it's causing you to be to lose connection with yourself, okay. Yes, that's what I'd advocate, but there's so much more that you can do. The good thing is that at the bottom of the the Google form, I left my contact. So I really hope that you will reach out to me, and we are going to plan. That said, allow me to wind up by saying statistics and research have proven that 4 out of 10 people in Kenya will have mental health disorders or illnesses. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. Let me tell you, if we do not take care, it could be you or me. Okay. And that's why this awareness is very important, because it's helping us. And let me tell you, 4 out of 10, it's so many. Aki, it's so many. You look at your family, group them into tens, and remove 4, and tell me how many people are prone to get mental illnesses. And don't forget, in January we say that mental illnesses, they tend to interchange with physical illnesses. All right. So it's very important for us to take care of our mental health. So I'd advise you, be very aware of who you are, okay, of who you are, so that you can be able to curb these mental illnesses from the roots, from the roots, from the roots. And these sessions are going to continue helping us know how to deal with it. So don't forget, statistics are saying that 4 out of 10 are in Kenya already. 4 out of 10 people have mental illnesses, and 4 out of 10 people are prone to have mental health illnesses. So let's take care of our mental health. Feel free to reach out to me in case of any question, in case you need support, in case you need therapy. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'll help as far as I can. Okay, don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer in silence. I'm here to help. Okay. So thank you so much for joining in tonight. Ooh, I wouldn't know who's here and who's not, but just for the sake of, so that I don't miss out anyone, I can see Mercy Morgan, Mercy Okisa, Esther Mudhoni, Joshua Jigo, Joy, and King Petrelli, thank you so much for joining in, and probably anyone else who has joined and maybe you've not commented in the chat box. I appreciate you. All right. Don't forget to go to our social media page, in Facebook, Sarah Muhadia Mutsami, in Instagram, Sarah Mutsami, in TikTok, Sarah Mutsami, and here on YouTube, it's Sarah Mutsami. And I'm going to be having content that you can engage with during the month as we look forward to our next session next month, the third month of June, the third week of June on Friday at 8 p.m. So have a good time. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.